What's up internet, Criddle here with this week's chapter of Fairy Tale, chapter 488, The Two of Us, Together, Forever and Always. No cover page this week and straight into the action, picking up from last week. Levy is on the ground calling out to Gajeel. He's still trapped by Bradman, who is reciting that the door is opened and Gajeel shall never return. Gajeel screams out as Levy gets back to her feet. She starts to run, but Gajeel tells her to get back. His body has already become nothing but magic barrier particles. He warns her that if she touches him, she will end up the same. Levy says that she doesn't care and that she's taking Gajeel back with her. Gajeel pins her to a boulder with his iron abilities. Just noticed that Levy is wearing an iron top. Really adorable, to be honest. She questions what he's doing and he says she's left him with no choice. Levy says she's not a damsel in distress like when they first met and cuts herself free with sword. Gajeel begs her to stop again and suddenly Panther Lily grabs her, holding her back. Levy tells Lily to let her go, but he refuses. She says she doesn't care about what happens to her. Gajeel has realized his own mortality and starts going on about how bad of a person he used to be, and how Levy brought out the best parts of him, how she taught him how to love, and how that fact alone made him eternally grateful. We get a glimpse of what Gajeel thought about, them being together in the future and having an adorable family.
Look at those adorable little kitties!
And then we get Gajeel's goodbye. His desire to walk by her side forever, and how his fate now is the most terrifying thing that he's had to endure. He entrusts Levy with his future, and entrusts Panther Lily with getting Levy back to the guild safe and sound. And then, he's gone, leaving Levy to scream to the sky. We cut away to some ruins at this point, with Acnologia commending that only 6 remain of the dragon. Though dragons is in inverted commas, so I don't know whether he's referring to the dragon slayers or to the dragons themselves, because by which count, then there's already only 6 dragons left because Igneel's already gone. But if he's referring to the dragon slayers, then that means that Gajeel is gone. Eileen is shown in the air above Acnologia, noting that she is now aware of the dragon's true objective. Acnologia tells Eileen to leave him as he has no business with her. She comments on his sheer strength and he asks if she is there to block his path. She says she is, and we get an awesome image of the two of them ready to square off. We cut back to Team Natsu and August. Brandish is still trying to appeal to August, calling this battle a massacre and nothing more. She goes with flattery as well, saying August is the wisest of the 12 and that even he must know that there is nothing after this war. He starts to respond about his majesty's will and Brandish cuts him off, telling him to think for himself. Brandish then motions to Team Natsu, stating that they are good people. August finally acknowledges their presence and sees Natsu. His notice clearly shows he knows that Natsu is End. As soon as he realizes this, he decides to back down. Brandish goes all cutesy and calls August Grandpa. He says he has no recollection of her being his granddaughter. She starts to say Grandpa again and her eyes glaze. August notices this, and then Brandish brandishes a knife and proceeds to stab August through. Brandish flips, stating that the one she needs to kill is before her. As August drops, Brandish starts to say Grandpa again, and we get to see Mest's very cold face. Natsu jumps on this, asking what he's done, and Mest admits to altering Brandish's memories, saying he did it for the guild. August starts to speak, saying that it's all crystal clear. This is their way of resolving things, and we are left on this chilling image of August having changed his skin colour, which is clearly an aspect of his magical ability. We have got a fight on our hands. So August versus, I presume, Natsu, Lucy and Brandish at this point. I don't know what Mest can do on the battlefield, but this fight seems very one-sided in August's favour, so I don't know how this will go down. Maybe when Eileen gets beaten by Acnologia, he will respond to that, giving Team Natsu a chance to escape. I don't even want to touch on Eileen versus Acnologia, as I don't think we're actually going to see much of this fight, except that we will get August's power as a scaling point, knowing that Eileen is roughly equal to August. We'll get to see what he does, and then probably cut to Acnologia, who hasn't broken a sweat in defeating her. This would be a good way to scale the powers, seeing Natsu struggle with August when his final goal is meant to be defeating the guy who can flatten the other most powerful person in the Spriggan 12. I don't know, but I feel that this is how it's going to go down. As for Gajeel, man, this was a densely packed chapter of emotional turmoil. But I'm pretty sure that this isn't the end of the Dragon Slayer. We need to remember that each of the Dragon Slayers introduced, bar Natsu, still have their dragon sealed inside of them. Metallicana is still inside of Gajeel. I have a feeling that Metallicana will sacrifice himself in order to save Gajeel and get him out of the underworld. He will be damning himself to the underworld for all eternity, but it might be enough to save Gajeel. It's probably just me, but this ending for Gajeel just doesn't sit right with me. I refuse to accept this as the end, and I feel that all the dragons will eventually need to be sacrificed in order to help their dragon slayers grow. I expect Gajeel to be berated by Metallicana for being the last in the first generation dragon slayers to use Dragon Force, probably something about the upstarts from the 3rd generation getting there first or something. Either way, I want Gajeel to still be alive, and it may just be a personal thing. Next chapter is Universe 1. This is probably the name of August's magic, but it may be Eileen's, Zeref's, or Acnologia's. Who knows? Either way, I'm Criddle. I'm going to go curl up in a ball until next chapter, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.